Manic Monday, everybody. My people, we are back. Repping my Highway to Hell t-shirt. Two of my favorite WE superstars going at it. I love it. Just like those two teams were going at it last night. Sunday Night Football, Chargers, Chiefs, Arrowhead. Loud, big game last night. What a game. What a gutty performance by the Chargers. They gave everything they had. They're that close. They're almost there to being a really great team. The way they're winning 8 games this year with that roster, with the depleted weapons they have, is just incredible. The Chiefs, can't say more enough. I'm a Raider fan. I hate saying it, but they're a model of consistency. Andy Reid, Veach, the whole Hunt family, the way they do business, it's a model that you should look at. And I know the refs and all that shit, and I'll get to that in a second. But what a game last night. And I also want to touch on my guy Sammy Darnold balling last night. 5 tutties, balling, hitting my gritty while I'm at it, trying to be cultured out here. Let's go. It's 5 TDs, 5 tutties. Sammy Darnold's balling. Kirk Cousins not having a lot of swag surfing, trying to dance over here. And I wanted to touch on the barn burner yesterday. Josh Allen, Matt Stafford, two of the best all-time talents that I've ever seen, and what it means for both those teams. But I wanted to start last night with the game I just mentioned at the top. Chargers, Chiefs, in Arrowhead last night. Early on, I went, shit, here we go. It's going to be 20-3. It's going to be like a boa constrictor, 13-0. Chiefs got control. Herbert's banged and bruised and battered. I don't know if he's getting up or not. Nope. Not this team. Old Charger teams that I've watched in the past fold in that situation. And, I always had the line, bad franchises find ways to lose games they should win. I wouldn't put the Chargers in that category. I put them in the category like the Vikings. Solid franchise, but just slip on the banana peel when it really counts. And that was the Chargers for a long time. And to think that this team went 5 wins last year, they got 3 more this year, 8 with the roster they have, incredible. And it all starts with one guy, Mr. Harbaugh. That's it. And, listen, we could, and I appreciate this about Jim. And my cousin Ryan McIntyre met him once. And he's a weird, quirky dude. He is. But he's a football junkie, just like me, a John Gruden kind of type that loves football, loves everything about it, eats, sleeps, breathes it. But I was sitting here last night, and I was thinking about this today as I'm driving around and I'm going to the gym and work, and it's great having you guys in, is that I kind of appreciate this kind of football last night. I like the high scoring. And I know the NFL, my dad and I were talking about this tonight, we want kind of that throw-it-a-thon and like a pinball machine kind of game. I've seen it my whole life. The Rams had this with the Great Show on Turf, and the Packers had it with Aaron Rodgers during those couple of times. That I love. But every once in a while, I like a black and blue kind of football game. Packers, Bears, 2010 NFC Championship game. Niners, Giants, 2011 NFC Championship game. Games like that, physical, tough, Seattle, San Francisco, when Harbaugh and Pete Carroll were going at it, going back to the USC days with Stanford and all that stuff. I just like physicality. And last night, you had to buckle your chin strap, put your big boy pants on, because you were going to get smoked. You were going to get mollywopped when you came right through that middle with 3 linebackers coming right at you. And I love that about the Chargers last night. And Justin Herbert, listen, I don't know, sold on him out of college and out of Oregon, but he has really caught my eye. And that first rookie year, it started it right there. He's 6'6", 236, big arm, moves well, great kid. He's a 4.2 biology major. He's a fucking wizard. I mean, I can't say enough. I cannot say enough good things about Justin Herbert last night. And if you're a fan of football, watching both those guys, Mahomes and Herbert, the NFL doesn't get better than this. And last night was 2 slobber knockers going at it, rock 'em, sock 'em, punch 'em. And I was like, let's fucking go. Let's bring it on, baby. And Jim Harbaugh, what I meant to say, he's changed a lot, because he used to be like Saban and Kirby, just intense, like the Chucky with Gruden. And he's kind of dialed back a little bit now at Michigan, and then obviously with the Chargers now. And listen, I've never been a Charger fan. Now, I did love LT growing up. And the franchise has always been so good, but just they slip, man. And I know my brother's like, I don't know, it's the Chargers, they're going to blow it. I said, nope, it's different because of this coach and this ass kicker. And listen, I think they could still use, and I mentioned this I'll mention this right now. They're a year away. And they remind me of that Niner team that got close that first year and then second year Super Bowl. Now, could that happen the same way? To me, I could see it. But the NFC, let's take it with what it was back then, was very tough. You had a lot of good teams. Dallas was in the mix. You had San Francisco, Giants were there a little bit with Eli. The Niners were coming up, or the Seahawks were coming up, and Carolina had some moments with Cam. And so I think it could be, but I think Harbaugh in the next couple of years can get a ring. I really do. They're right there. I like Ladd McConkey a lot. That tight end last night looked like a stud. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Show Sharp or some shit. I don't know what his fucking name is. He balled out last night, 6'6" target. They needed to get another tight end, get some more running backs, and just try and get an outside receiver. I'm not saying like, I'm trying to put this like, because I know Harbaugh's not going to do this, because it's just not in his DNA. And I get it. I'm all for old school. I love it. But I think at the same time, though, you have to get a big body guy on the outside. Because if you do, with the Herbert thing, now they got something. Because now you can put McConkey in the slot or wherever he's fitted at. Get the O-line's fine. It always had depth, no question. And you already got your quarterback locked up, so you got some time and flexibility in your cap. So I just feel like the Chargers are really right there. And I think as long as you got Harbaugh, who's a fucking ass kicker, and you got Herbert, who's a stud, this team with this quarterback is going to go places. And I do believe in a couple years they can win a Super Bowl. Mark my words. I could be wrong, but I'm just telling you right now. On the flip side, Kansas City. I'm always reminded every time I watch the Chiefs and Arrowhead shows up, I want to shout out to my dad, Charlie McIntyre, who's the best dad in the world. But we went 2 years ago, and I cannot, that experience I can't take back. It's 2 years now. I mean, it's just crazy how life flies at you, but what a cool vibe last night. And Arrowhead is one of the coolest stadiums I've ever been to. It's one of the loudest I've ever been to. And it was just cool last night. And as much as it pains me, and I hate the Chiefs, and I know Chase Mathis, you're listening to this, I respect you guys as a franchise. Getting Mahomes has changed your franchise a lot. Andy Reid was already winning before Mahomes, but now he's taking that to another level. And my dad and I were talking last night. Andy Reid's a elite coach. He's a Hall of Famer. Put him in right now. What they've done with this roster to reconstruct it so quickly, get the O-line right, there's just a continuity, consistency in that organization. That's a model that a lot of teams should follow. And they stay patient with the plan. They don't jump. They don't run. They just stay with it. And I just was in awe last night of Kansas City, the way that is. I'll never forget that Raider-Chief game Monday night. It was so cool to watch. Just the vibe, the atmosphere, had a collegey feel to it. And listen, the Chiefs, are they going to go to the Super Bowl this year? I don't know. They could get bounced, but I'll say this. I don't count them out. I can't ever do it again. I can't bet on Mahomes. I just can't bet against him because he just always comes through in the clutch. Whether it's the big running out against Carolina or San Francisco. I just feel like, to me, they just have that championship medal. And I'm happy for Drew Tranquill, Jack Tranquill's brother, who got a chance. I always root for him when he's playing for the Kansas City. So, I just, like I said, the Chiefs, their margins are very small. And now that Buffalo lost, I'll get to them in a second, now the AFC's kind of widening. And so I wonder now, you're going to have teams play in that cold in January. Sorry, AFC, you had your chance. You had your shot, Buffalo, and you blew it. Because I thought you were going to feel like you were last year. Not happening this year. Baltimore, far from it. But congrats to Kansas City last night. What a great win. Great atmosphere, great vibe last night in Kansas City. I just marvel how beautiful that stadium is. So I think, to recap that game, Chargers are 1 year away, and the Chiefs are just consistent in their approach. I want to talk about a couple games, or two games I want to touch on like I did last week. Falcons, Vikings, Kirko Chains, hitting his Kirko, swag surfing, reunion yesterday in Minneapolis, Minnesota, going where the Skulls. Okay. One guy looked really good yesterday, and I think we know where we're going with this one. It was my man, Sammy. Super Sammy Darnold, baby. Balled out last night. 5 tutties. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 5 tutties yesterday. Do you like that? I like that. I love it. He balled out yesterday. And I've said this with Sam Darnold. I love Sammy. I love Baker. Both those guys have personalities to me that fit. I love Baker's edginess and chip. And Sam's just that quiet, cool kid that gets along with everybody. Reminds me of myself. And last night, I was just so happy for Sammy because he needs to get a chance. And, you know, he got shitty with the Jets ownership, and Carolina was a mess. And they got Kyle Shanahan who went to a stable, and now he's going to Minnesota who's stable. I'm just happy for him. And the receivers love him. They didn't love Kirk Cousins. And the one thing I took away from that game yesterday, Kirk Cousins can't even imagine what the shit he could do athletically like Sam Darnold could. He cannot. And Atlanta's kind of in a weird spot. I don't know what you do with Kirk. He looked washed last 4 weeks. I don't know what's going on. They got players. I don't know what's going on. And I also think Atlanta, they're just a soft football team. And there's a few teams like this in the league. I think Miami falls into that. The Bears, the Bengals. And Atlanta falls into that to me, too. I watched them yesterday. And Aaron Jones had that run where he's bouncing off people. And still wish Green Bay would have had him. But money talks, shit walks. But I was just like, Atlanta's just not soft. They're soft. I would think I keep hearing how great this offensive line is. I didn't see it yesterday. I didn't see it. So, you know, Atlanta kind of made it interesting near the end, but Minnesota was just too much to handle yesterday. Justin Jefferson, to me, watch out. That dude is the best receiver that I've ever seen. One of the best that I've seen in my life. And I'm going on 17 years of football since 2007. I didn't watch Jerry Rice. I didn't watch, you know, the greats like that. Michael Irvin in his prime. But he's in that list. Mike Evans is in there. Julio. And Justin Jefferson. JJ. And Jamar Chase in there. I'm watching that game right now. It's tied right now. I'll give you guys my post-game reaction to that tomorrow. Bengals, Cowboys. I'm pulling the Bengals win, so my winning for the week goes to 8-5 instead of 7-6. But that's the point. But it's awesome to watch with Sam Darnold. And he is so in control. This coach has got faith in him. And I just love Kevin O'Connell. I think he's a tall drink of water of Sean McVay. I feel like that is. And I'm happy for Sam Darnold. I might have to get a T-shirt. Sam Darnold, hopefully he stays in Minnesota, even though it's a weird situation because he drafted JJ, and we don't know how that's going to go. So, interesting offseason, but Minnesota is balling, and the coaching staff is flawless. Brian Flores, I know he was shitty with Miami and Tua, and that whole situation going down there, but I'm impressed with them, with that defense. I mean, Harrison Smith's kind of a lone star back there, but it's a lot of unnamed guys like, you know, Andrew Van Ginkel, Wisconsin guy I love. And then you got Jonathan Grenard from Houston. So they've kind of added some pieces I like, and Minnesota, hats off to them. They're a really good, well-run operation going on. And it's crazy to think that 3 teams in the North are going to make the playoffs. Detroit, obviously, is going to do it. Mike Kesnick, shout out to you. And then Minnesota, Jared Hoover, you know, your Vikings are doing well. And Aaron Lamb's Packers, I'm pulling. They make it. I think they could beat Seattle next weekend. So the last game I wanted to touch on was the Bills-Rams barn burner in LA yesterday. And as I'm watching that game, I was kind of catching stuff. What the fuck was that, Buffalo? Why was it so slow? Why did you come out flat? That's what I want to know. And once again, I fear this with Josh Allen. Here we go again. He's got to be Superman. Where's Kate to the stadium? Like, when at some point are they just going to say with Sean McDermott, you know what, man? Done a nice job. It's time to move on. Go separate ways. Because I got a feeling, and it's just going to be like this for as long as I watch Josh Allen. Because he is to me, and I said this last year on Facebook, I think I got a couple likes. He is Brett Favre with more mobility. And I'm not even exaggerating. I watch it and I see the same shit. Man. I'm in awe of Josh Allen. And, you know, he got engaged to Haley Steinfeld. So he's on a high right now. And listen, I would be too. Okay? I would be too. And he's balling. But the other guy on the other side, I mean, the Bills, what a gut-wrenching loss. I mean, it took you this long to get going? Block punt? What's this? And once again, Sean McDermott, I think they're always gonna fall short with him as head coach. I just do. I got a feeling. I don't know. Because it's a shame. And this guy's been carrying your franchise for as long as I can remember. And I felt like there were moments when I went, okay, Bills, they're gonna run the ball. They're not asking Josh Allen too much. And yesterday I went back to that. I just don't know what the Bills do. I mean, sharp coach, sharp GM, good ownership, everything's there. So it's coach. And we'll see how far this team goes, but not getting home field now. Not getting home field now, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens down the stretch. They should be, I think they got the Patriots left and the Jets. They should win those games. We'll see. Maybe the Jets win them out. I don't know. But, yeah, just a gut-wrenching loss yesterday for Buffalo. And I want to carry on Atlanta. Kind of in a weird spot. I don't know what you do. But, and then I want to flip to the Rams. Matt Stafford is he's filthy, man. I've been saying this for a long time. He is the modern-day Favre to me, like in terms of pocket movement and all that. Crazy, reckless, sometimes throwing. I love Matt Stafford. I mean, if they keep him upright, this Rams team could go places. And watch out, because I don't want to play him in the postseason. I would not. If I'm like in Atlanta or one of these teams that maybe get in, I don't know, maybe Tampa, I wouldn't want to face them because they present so many problems with you matchup-wise in terms of scheme, formations, all this stuff. And I think Buffalo got fooled yesterday because they're in that nickel defense that Sean McDermott loves to play, and they got gashed. And I thought the Bills did a shitty job yesterday. Why the hell aren't you rolling coverage over to Puka Nacua? He's tearing you apart. So I didn't get that yesterday from Buffalo. That's just me. But I think the Rams are coming, man. They're right there. I really think if they get healthy at the right time, right place, watch out. Because I would not want to play Sean McVay and Matt Stafford and those boys. Because they look really, really good. Their line's getting healthy. Everything's game. So that's all I wanted to get on here and say tonight. I'll give you guys my post-game reaction tomorrow to the Bengals-Cowboys game. That's tied right now. I got to go back upstairs and watch it. Like I always say in my videos, hit the like, subscribe, share button. Stay tuned for more content this week, and have a great night.